Hello again, my name's Gabe Zolna. Caught a little bit of the five, and the talking heads were discussing Officer Ray Tensing and the shooting of Samuel Dubois. I was just appalled with the comments that pretty much every one of them made except for Kimberly Guilfoyle. Now, Kimberly was a prosecutor, and she was asked if she thought that what Prosecutor Joe Deters said when he called Officer Ray Tensing a murderer was correct. She didn't think it was. Greg Gutfeld made a somewhat sensible series of comments. Eric Bowling talked about how people should obey officers, but again he said, I think he's guilty. Dana Perino said pretty much the same thing. She thought that he was guilty. And Juan Williams, true to form, shot his mouth off, saying, it's a real problem. People get stopped, for no reason, and the guy that's stopping them has got a gun. That's real scary. Well, Eric Bowling said this whole thing could have been avoided if Samuel Dubois complied with the officer's requests. I thought the officer was very respectful. I thought that he answered the questions that Samuel Dubois asked of him. I was surprised that Officer Tensing was so calm when Samuel Dubois pulled a bottle out between his legs of gin. What do you want the officer to do when he's asking Samuel Dubois to release his seatbelt? And I think what happened was when he put his hand in to try to get him to release the seatbelt, his hand got caught. He was spun around. You can see he was spun around based on looking at the other car. One of my viewers commented on it, and I did a video. He was spun around as the car accelerated, and his hand, I believe, was caught. I don't think that he's such a good shot that he aimed for Samuel Dubois' head and hit him in the head. I think the gun discharged when the car accelerated and the officer was spun around. Folks, this is ridiculous. Ray Tensing is going to spend all of his time prior to trial in jail. They want $1 million bond. You know what that means? That means he's got to come up with $100,000 cash. If he gets that $100,000, he has to pay it back. He never gets that back. It costs him $100,000 to borrow $900,000. No matter if he's exonerated or not, the money's gone. And he doesn't have $100,000, I don't think. I think what has to happen is Fox News should look into other similar kinds of police shootings, see what kind of bond was placed on those police officers, see what kind of bond was placed on the police in Baltimore. This Prosecutor Joe Deters should be removed from office. He's got an obvious hard-on for Ray Tensing. I heard him say that other officers came to him and said they couldn't believe what Tensing did. Oh, really? Really? You weren't in the situation that Ray Tensing was in. He'd have to be completely insane knowing he's wearing a body camera to intentionally murder someone. And that's what this jackass prosecutor Joe Deters accused him of doing murder. Not an accidental shooting, just murder. Ray Tensing woke up that morning, according to Joe Deters, and went hunting for a black man. That's what he's saying. And he's a complete idiot because he had his body camera rolling when he went hunting for a black man. All Samuel DuBrow needed to do was to comply with the officer's requests and not try to take off. How many times have we seen police almost killed in similar situations, or killed when the car accelerates from a police stop? I've seen countless ones on television. This whole thing is totally insane. And everybody's afraid that the savages are going to riot. Another black man got killed by a white cop. Well, if the black man wasn't screwing around and being a smartass, he'd still be alive. If the black man complied with the officer's request, he'd still be alive. If the black man didn't try to accelerate his car, he'd still be alive. So whose goddamn fault is it that he's dead? His. Ray Tensing didn't go hunting that morning to go kill himself a black man, leaving his camera on. He's not stupid. That's something that Obama would do. Something ass stupid. You know, Ray Tensing has already been tried in the court of public opinion. How the hell is anybody going to get a fair jury when you've got the prosecutor calling him a murderer, putting $1 million bond on him, and you got these jackass talking heads at Fox? It's none of their effing business. They shouldn't be discussing things like that and forming their own opinion, especially that jackass Juan Williams. Well, look how frightening it must be being stopped, and they got guns. What do you want to give them, pea shooters? You stupid. Oof. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm raising my voice a lot. I'm getting really upset a lot. I mean, this isn't doing me a whole lot of good. And I don't think anything's going to come of any of this anyway. We're all screwed. Ray Tensing is screwed. I'm screwed. You're screwed. Your kids are screwed. Their kids are screwed. Because you got this jackass at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue that's destroying this country. And who can we thank? Well, let's start with Nancy Pelosi and then our congressional representatives that let this piece of shit destroy our country. This video is 8,897. 8,897. I don't know, folks. It just sickens me to no end to see what's happening to our country, and nobody is doing an effing thing about it. That jackass on a $6 million trip to Africa to go visit his homeland. Listen to that scag. Listen to that scag Michael Obama. He's gonna go to his homeland. Go Google it. She says that. It says that. This whole thing is a effing nightmare. That's what it is. A complete effing nightmare. That's sort of what I think. And you know what? I don't give a damn what anybody thinks.